We're about maybe a half hour away from things getting underway. My co-host will be here eventually, but we're going to talk about something, or we're going to break it down and talk about what we're experiencing today. Let's take it phrase by phrase. What is this panel called that we're doing today?
Butt sex.
Butt sex. That is wrong. Sir, if you want to have butt sex, there's a really good gay club down the street that you can go to. It's not good though. Faggot. Okay, so it's called Jimmy Rustling Ravioli. So who here likes ravioli with a show of hands? Oh, sweet, we all love ravioli. I love ravioli too. It's fun to get rude with the food and the nude, but with ravioli especially. Let's break down the word first, right? Jimmy. Right. So, Jimmy. What does that say to you? Hands, please. Anyone? Oh, yes, sir.
It's a name.
It's a name. Exactly. Now, do we know anyone named Jimmy that may stick out to us? Any possible person with the title? Maybe? Yeah? You got some stuff? Okay, well, whatever. Alright, I'm going to make this easier. Does anyone know perhaps an individual from 2004 fame?
Jimmy Neutron.
No, but we'll add it on. Okay, so Jimmy, we're going to talk about what that is, but we'll put it down like right here. Because neutrons are really small, right? You know, and that idea was the product of a small brain. All right, whatever. Now, I was thinking, you know, usually we think of Saint Jimmy, but that's not what this is.
Stalin.
This isn't the, what?
Stalin.
Stalin, yeah, good idea. Stalin. We think of Saint Jimmy perhaps from the Green Day album, American Idiot. Classic album, classic. But no. Jimmy Neutron, Jimmy Stalin, Stalin's lesser known brother. No. Jimmy's, what are they besides that creepy guy who lives downstairs and hands out Sunny D and vanilla flavored pudding? It's not that. It's a new term that's come up with the advent of the internet.
Sunny D flavored pudding.
Perhaps you know, perhaps from the 90s you'll recognize a term known as D's nuts. That's what Jimmy's learned. So we're all men in here. Oh, some of us.
I have one.
Oh, cool. All right. So we're all on equal ground. So, again, what are D's nuts? Anyone? Anyone? Please. Yes.
Nuts of those.
Beautiful. Nuts of those. So so we need to get the big old, because we're going to build back up to this phrase, because we're breaking it down, right? So we know what D's nuts are. They're the nuts of those. That's a pretty bold statement. Now, why do you feel that they are the, quote, nuts of those?
Well, 'cause those nuts, these nuts, makes an apple tree.
An apple tree. Would you like to come up here and explain to the class why you think that's the case? Please. You know, here's the chalk, right? You know, there's a little bit of cocaine on the other end of this, so just be careful, right?
Okay.
So please, alright. Try to keep yourself together and explain about the apple tree, okay? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're about to witness is a fascinating case study of what I like to call the cocaine in the apple tree.
Alright, so the apple tree, as you see here, there are the leaf 1, leaf 2, stem, roots. No dicks in this class. No dicks in this class.
Oh, okay, Bryce, I think it's time for you to sit down. This is a beautiful apple tree, but some modern day artists aren't understood until they passed away. I think Bryce may be one of them. As we now join together in mutual remembrance of Bryce, who passed away very recently. It disheartens me to say so, but upon the point where Bryce reached his artistic apex, he suddenly died. But the thing was, people thought he might have still been alive because he was laying on the ground, twitching violently. We thought maybe he was at a Black Veil Brides concert, or maybe he was singing St. Alexandria. Whatever the case may be, people thought he was alive. I came in there and I said, "Yo, you alive?"
No!
And he said no. So I did what all respectful men must do. I placed the hat upon his face and suffocated him slowly until he died. And so now we are gathered here in mutual remembrance of a fallen comrade. But maybe he won't be fallen for so long. Even though he's dead, he doesn't have to be fallen. He is now up at D's nuts. Right? But sometimes people don't like to be at D's nuts. Sometimes it just happens. So now, joining us to say a few words on the behalf of the departed is Dennis. Let's give him a round of applause. I know this is, yeah, thank you. I know it's very tough to come up and speak in front of people, especially when it's about losing someone so near and dear as Bryce. But Dennis, could you please speak a few words on behalf of this wonderful lost soul?
I fell asleep in this class.
Oh, here we go. Some more coconut, just a little bit.
Seems to have a tolerance there for it.
He does. You have Thomas, but you can do one more. Okay. Sorry about that. A little bit of an outburst. Woo! Yeah! Beautiful, my friend. Beautiful. Alright, sit the fuck down. You're an embarrassment. Alright, so now when one dies, what you would think would be the post-mortem examination. What did this man die of? Since this is now a murder mystery show with your host, Big Douche Hat Asperson. Yes, sir.
I thought this was history class.
My friend, history is, what is history but a series of murders? Think about it.
Prince Ferdinand!
My nuts are being murdered right now, but the point is, my friend, has anything major in history happened without murder? The fall of the Roman Empire was through the murder of Julius Caesar. The beginning of World War I was, of course, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. All historical events are interlinked through violence and murder. Thus, discussing murder is perfectly acceptable for a history class. Now, if you would like to argue, we could make some history right here, right now, if you know what I mean.
Where does these nuts come in, though?
Where does these nuts come in? What a question that is. Where do these nuts come in? Does anyone know? Anyone? Yes. Where do these nuts come in? Does anyone have any idea? I know you're curious, but perhaps the viewers at home might. No? All right. Well, these nuts come in from a very specific place. These nuts are from a land known as Italy. Now, why Italy? Well, because they're all fucking nuts in Italy. But it could be worse. It could be France. In France, they're just dicks, so we don't even go there. Italy is the nuts. France is the dick, right? Remember that. It's going to be on the test. So, he got murdered by these nuts. So, now, because this is a forensics class, we're going to actually make this an interactive episode of Hating Your Life 101, right? So, I have prepared for you all something very special, something that most classes don't ever get to do, in fact, ever. And just don't go home and tell your parents about this, don't tell the principal, don't tell anybody about this, because, just don't. Okay, don't even tell anybody you're in this class. I'm not allowed to be within 200 yards of a school in the first place. Okay, so, I prepared something very, very special for you. If I may have the body. Ladies and gentlemen, what this is and what you are about to see is what you have been waiting for. As you recall, we've been discussing the murder by these nuts. I present to you, as he will be displayed to you in proper when he flips over in just a moment, the murder of these nuts. flip over, my friend.
This moment.
It's okay. Yeah. So he is dead. Completely dead. Now, this is a very unique opportunity, as I've said. Now, who here would like to be the first to conduct their first legal autopsy? Please. We could be saving lives here if we find out how these nuts killed this man. Would anyone like to please step forward?
Mr. McHugh would.
Well, where the fuck is he?
Right there.
He's absent today.
Alright, well, I'll just have to do things, alright? So, because you are all squeamish, and that's, quite frankly, pathetic. Yeah, right? I know. We're going to handle things my way. So first we draw an incision line right across here, and then across here, right? Now, if you'll notice, his chest is very sumptuous. Very sumptuous. So now that we have our incision lines, we draw one right here. And what does that mean? Well, that means it kind of looks like that art that my ex-girlfriend made me for that Sniper Elite video I did. Then what she did, she left me. And I turned to drugs and alcohol. Never mind. Okay, so back into this thing, right? So we can predict that the murder possibly was inflicted right here. Right there, right? Okay. Indeed. Thank you for that. So, but what are these nuts? Please, someone must know. So, well, I don't know either. But it looks really red here. And if our knowledge of anything means anything, we know that where it's red, there's trouble. So if it's red here, there's trouble there. It's red over here, but there wouldn't be. He's long dead, right? Anyways, so, now all we have to do is just make a very fine incision using a top-notch surgical knife. And we just go in here very carefully and just cut right open. You don't want to mess up any of the internal organs. Now we just pull this apart. I'm sorry, I should have told you guys to bring your umbrellas today, but you know, that's what happens. All right, now, you're gonna wanna, my ex-wife.
Nigga, how the fuck's that?
My ex-wife was a bitch. Okay.
I knew I was always tasty.
Alright, we get break it down phrase by phrase.
Maverick, Spallone, Baba Goose. Now, what were we all scared of in elementary school? Baba Glass.
My uncle's closet.
A very physical form of STDs.
My uncle's closet. It still works.
That is also still very terrifying. Let me tell you a story.
Alright,
Vagina.
please come close to the camera and tell the story. I mean, this is an emotional.
Let me tell you.
Alright, please have a seat, maybe if you'd like, or you just wanna throw that ass down.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped turned upside down.
And I wanna take
And
a
I
shit on a couple of guys.
And my mom.
She said, woo!
Explore Baba Goose. Goodies.
The hell?
Alright, so now we have the first part. Spallone Baba Goose.
Are we sure we had the first part?
Yes, this is the first.
Alright, let's try and reverse it.
This is the first chunk. Alright.
Alright, let's try and say it together, shall we?
Upwards. Spallone Baba Goose Goodies.
Spallone Baba Goose Goodies.
Spallone Baba Goose Goodies.
No.
You're not helping the lesson!
It's what it means is no.
This is not a yes or no answer!
It means whatever the hell you want it to be.
Bitch!
I'm not asking you for the freaking meaning, I'm asking you for See, I cannot make sentences.
You're not in the zone, are you?
Don't let me in my zone.
Okay,
Why are you
Brittany.
the English
Spallone Baba Goose Goodies.
Thank
Why
you.
are you the English teacher if you can't make sense?
Say it, it's pop quiz. Spallone Baba Goose Goodies.
Bitch.
Fair enough.
Sweet.
Twice, Spallone Baba Goose Goodies.
Dorian Kiski.
Yeah. Alright, Spallone Baba Goose Goodies.
I
This
called
is
your
our
cat in French and Russian.
Oh.
That's
I was
great.
loud.
Yeah, right? That was fancy.
I think he was trying to mean pussy.
Pusai.
Pussy.
Give me the pussy balls.
No, I meant kidding. Like kidding. No, you called him a pussy.
Meow!
Oh, David Draymond in the house.
Give me drugs!
Well,
Alright, so I am the drugs. Here's a history lesson on Spallone Baba Goose Cooties. It's dangerous to go alone. Spallone Baba Goose Cooties.
thank you very much.
Alright, so
And that
next chunk.
concludes the lesson.
Peekaboo. Alright, this is a really easy one. Alright, so ready?
I heard boobs.
I heard boobs too.
G-I.
Did anyone else hear
What about
boobs? I heard boobs. Bryce, you heard boobs.
I also.
Mike heard boobs. Jimmy, did you hear boobs?
Kinda.
I heard boobs.
We all heard boobs.
We all love the boobs. Eric, did you hear boobs? Oh wait. Oh, look at that. Look at those.
You're gonna have to censor that.
Oh,
You're gonna have to censor that.
I can't censor that. That's just too hot for censorship.
It is all about the memes.
Isn't that the...
Alright, so here we go. Higgajit.
Go
Higgajit.
through the censorship.
Higgajit. Jimmy, Higgajit. Higgajit.
Higgajit.
Higgajit. Bryce, Higgajit. Higgajit.
Technically, that's Higajai.
Yeah, that is.
Choke on my nuts.
I mean...
Suck his
is that
middle nut.
sagging?
The middle nut. Which one?
Tighten it
Which
up.
one's the middle nut?
Tighten it up.
It's like a smaller nut in between.
Mike,
Cancer.
do you have a middle nut?
I had it removed when I was younger. It
Oh.
was getting in the way.
Yeah, Eric's about ready to drop his mixtape over there.
His room temperature mixtape.
His room temperature mixtape. It's not hot. It's not icy.
You
It's,
cuddle up with it at night, you know, you come home from
It
a
keeps
very,
you warm.
you come home from a very stressful day and you just want to be like, yo babe, let me touch your butt. And she's like,
it wasn't me.
It's the ghost! The ghost took a shit.
No, you would have known it.
it would smell like root beer.
Ghost took a. What fucking time is it?
Probably 6:01.
It's time for Higgage your boobs.
Why don't these classrooms have fucking clocks?
It's an institution.
Oh god.
It's 54.
I thought this piece broke off.
Huh? Oh,
I need
cool.
super glue.
Oh shit!
Otherwise, it's not working.
If
Fuck!
oh.
Everything is going on!
You're not
So
fucking...
upset! I feel the same way, let me tell you.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit!
Chalk broken
You
hat.
don't know your own strength, man.
No!
He doesn't know his own strength.
It's the jet fuel, I tell you!
Get wrecked.
Get memed.
The whole first hour of this video is gonna be fucking dumb shit, isn't it?
Higgage your boobs.
Dude, the whole video is dumb
Ladies and
shit.
gentlemen, let me introduce you to Higgage your boobs for the 70th time! Ah!
I prefer the 75th time, so could you please introduce it a few more times?
Higgage your boobs, Higgage your boobs, Higgage your boobs.
That's not enough.
How many is it?
I don't know.
You need two
Higgage your
more.
boobs, Higgage your boobs, Higgage
So we
your boobs.
fucked, Bryce?
So we can use it at the
Now that's like
side, just
78.
I want you to lick my
Create- we
Ladies
have
and gentlemen, since we don't give a fuck about Splone Barbecues cooties, have a look at our new word. Spa-o-ba-oos-tea-ka.
Could you say that again, please?
Spa-o-ba-oos-tea-ka.
Thank you.
Balloon nigga, back to Bryce.
Hand me the eraser. Alright, so as you can see over here, this is a Spano. No.
You need
Each
help with
one of
that?
these means a different thing. This is the era
He kicked something.
of robots. These
Handwriting
robots.
shitty.
Hardcore memes. Meme master plus. Too cool for school, nigga.
These robots took over the Earth
Did they?
and changed it into a peanut.
Did they really?
That's what
Those
the first
first
era
countries?
of the spa, as I'm going to shorten it, is. This is the Dark Lord of the robots, Mr. Manbot II.
Why not say Manbot 2?
Because, nigga, it's Manbot II.
But why not Manbot 2? That's the way it's
That's
written.
why the fucking war started.
Hey, well, maybe the war.
Calm down there, man.
Maybe the war wouldn't have started if they called him Manbot 2. You ever think of that? How can mutants be real
He started the war because he wanted to be called Manbot II. And then humans were like, fucking hate peanuts, and we're gonna call you Manbot 2.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know the history. I just assumed.
So,
Gives a fuck about Manbot Jr., you cunt.
see,
Fucking really?
so it's a different sort of people.
Meme overload.
Indeed.
This testicle
I thought that was a spa.
I thought that was an era.
No, this one's the era. This one's the testicle.
Ah.
Oh,
I see.
Alright, this one is dragons.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Oh, fiery
Salted boy.
dragon.
Sunglasses and all.
Oh, yeah.
This is the testicle of
I didn't want to go on too long for copyright.
Everything's gonna be
Okay,
going not the way
There.
you wanted it to.
these testicles create the Teska Bushka
Hey, fam.
of this half creates the Span Bushne.
Where is Jamie?
Oh, by the way, it's Speon Bausch.
We're actually getting real people in here.
Altogether, it creates Speon Babushkin.
Here, let me show you.
Eric knows the correct
It's
pronunciation.
Speon Bausch Tes
Don't forget the
Tis Ka Boopsh.
Boopish.
No, it's just Boopsh.
H. Hard. Hard CH.
Oh, my CH is hard.
Like this block of wood.
Whoa! Hardcore sting.
And that is how Franz Ferdinand was assassinated.
What? Wait, that's how World War I started?
That is how World War I started.
Okay.
2.
Oh.
Wait.
Get your fucking facts straight, you fuck.
It's Ferdinand. Oh my god.
But Franz Ferdinand was World War I.
Dude, this guy not know about time travel. What the fuck?
Franz Ferdinand was a time traveling lord.
Franz Ferdinand did what he wants. I mean,
Ferdinand don't need
what do you
no
expect from
permission.
a man named Ferdinand?
Or Franz?
Franz.
It's like
Franz is hardcore.
I feel like
He's a band now too.
I feel like Franz would roll up and be like dropping some freestyle raps. I can't. 'Cause
Straight fire.
Where's
Just straight fire.
Well, no. Here's the thing. This was supposed to be like a fucking creepypasta panel, but like it
turned into
the
some.
person who had the idea. I'm supposed to co-host with her, but she's not even here. So
It turned into
like,
a history lesson
I
on
don't
Splon Baba Goose Cookies.
So we started doing this like a half hour ago to kill the time until she showed up, and we've still gotten nothing.
Radical.
So at this rate, we're
Fucking
just
radical.
talking about-
Somebody that can't.
Because the person whose idea this was originally is nowhere to be found.
That sucks.
I'm
And her
so
original
sorry.
kind of hates all of us, so now I gotta host and he's a pain in the ass. Whatever.
Whoa, man, school sucks.
Dude, is that
Parents suck. Pizza rules.
Is that a brand name? How do you work? Kind of, just stereo. It's like semi-brand name.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
These memes are dead.
these memes are dead, but this is not.
We started the video this morning.
Yeah, it was.
Oh god.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about 9/11. He will be, it's our creepypasta. He is the main narrator, but I am the speaker for the mentally impaired. My name is Anakin. So,
It's good.
The end. I don't want to be up with that kid. I'll kill myself.
At least do. I mean, you got some pegs there. You don't have to.
Yeah,
you're laying here.
Just that.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Negroes and negresses.
Do you have a
I was not expecting that.
Y'all ain't gonna understand this shit.
Alright,
Hey,
this is a story.
this shit is crazy as fuck.
As fuck, man. As fuck. As fuck. Alright, this is a story.
This shit is crazy. Nigga, do not.
Finish up the phone call.
Trying to instruct my friend on how to get here.
Nigga.
That's gonna be a while.
What way do you think you should take?
Yes. I'm yellow.
I found it.
Copyrighted music, sir.
I don't know.
Excuse you. Mic overload. Ah!
Your leg. It's
Alright, we're
fucking a bear trap.
good. Everything is going on right now.
Shit's going crap.
Baldy.
It's the story of the weekend. Everything's going on. This will be the video class.
This shit's gonna be crap.
Alright, yeah, okay.
As always.
Let's jump panels.
dank memes.
Hot.
Dank memes.
Y'all got a shit ton of editing to do before that bitch ass gonna back up and fart in your face.
Yeah. There's Ellen McLean, the voice of
Oh my fucking god.
Deuces this year, and her husband, who's the voice of a bunch of people in battle. And there's some weeb
You're
shit.
gonna tell this fucking story, nigga.
I am. I'm gonna tell this fucking story so goddamn hard.
This story gonna be good.
I creamed in my pants.
No.
Alright, it was one faithful Friday afternoon.
Yo, it
I
was
went into
hey, Yo.
Yes.
it was an afternoon at the end of the week when I was feeling really dank as shit, so
I walked in, but it wasn't a game store that I thought it was. It was
I brought my big ass into a nice finance store looking for one of those big booty hoes that I was thinking. But it wasn't a store of those games where you put your thumbs on the controller and play with them like they a bunch of titties. No, it was a place where you could buy a bitch.
You see, I walked up to the rabbit and
I walked up to that shitty little animal that we sometimes eat for Thanksgiving.
Wait, what?
Rabbit's really good.
Oh, it is. I know. I agree.
I looked away from the rabbit, and it wasn't a rabbit when I turned around.
I decided to look at another fine ass bitch that was working her way down the aisle. And when I looked around, that rabbit had gone and fucked the coop. No longer. Free nigga.
That rabbit wasn't a rabbit anymore. It was an N64 cartridge.
That rabbit was no longer a rabbit. It had transcended the hood and was now a nigga 64.
Nigga 64. I'm confused. Am I taking a trip down to the video game store or am I...
I decided to pick up the video game and bring it to the clerk.
I wasn't sure what to do. I wanted the game, but I didn't want to pay for it, so I decided to steal it.
Once I bought the game, I took it home.
Once I put the game inside of my coat, I ran out the store like Black Jesus was on my ass.
I got home and I threw it in my cartridge.
When I got back to the crib,
because I fucked that up. I put the cartridge in a cartridge. Yes, conception.
when I got back to the crib, I threw that shit at the television till it broke. And then when the television broke, I called Obama to take advantage of my benefits. He got me a new 46-inch flat screen with an inbuilt nigga 64 controller. Man, that shit was cash. I threw that shit in there and started.
Oh my fucking god, stop. No, it's not over. I threw that in my N64, but suddenly when the screen turned on, it wasn't the intro scene we all loved.
Yo man, something's going on. I'm not comfortable with this.
It's like this.
It's like that. Put your eyes up here.
My comfort level is so low.
It goes down. Put it that way. That way. When I turned it on,
When I activated that bitch,
the screen started to bleed hyper-realistic blood.
the screen reminded me of my buddy Ronnie when he got shot when he was going down West Jefferson.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. God rest his soul.
I decided to pick up the controller because curiosity killed the
I
cat.
decided to grab that controller like my bitch Shaniqua. You know what happened to Shaniqua? She got a little curious about what I got hiding up in my pants.
She's dead now.
God rest in peace, Shaniqua.
God rest his soul. I loaded up the loading screen.
I stared at that bitch till it started. It wasn't ready to go. I went out for a root beer run. They didn't have any root beer, so I had to just get some grape soda.
God rest that soul.
God rest that soul. Anyways, it finally started up. That shit finally started up.
The main menu loaded up, and
Man.
all I saw was Ben drown.
Man, so many options, but all I saw was about that little nigga brother of mine who drowned in the pool when I was 3 years old.
God
because
rest
his
his
dumbass parents weren't watching. God rest his soul.
It wasn't a game of Majora's Mask like it originally told.
It was no longer a game where that fucking guy in the green tights runs around and does shit. Instead, it was something else. Motherfucker, I don't know what this was. I was tripping balls.
It's funny. Why is this funny?
See,
Because
it wasn't a game of Majora's Mask. In fact, it was a game of Wipeout for the PS3.
Instead, it was a game what niggas are really good at. Because we good at running and jumping and shit. Which Wipeout do you mean?
I'm talking about the ships from, like, you know, it was on the N64.
Ah, we be talking about Wipeout, the thing that niggas ain't good at, because only white men who like to drink and go in the back alleys of the trailer parks like to watch.
Hey.
Like NASCAR.
Hey. Fuck that shit.
That means nothing to
Hey.
the black man. But it's set in the future, so it's cool.
Hey.
In fact, when I loaded it up, we were set on ships, but we weren't on the track.
When that celery came into my house, my ass was sitting tight on the Jolly Roger.
Where the fuck did the salary go
Inside
from?
my crib.
And bang, we were high above Washington, D.C.
Man, we was so baked, I thought we was flying above the Capitol.
And so we were on our way to New York.
We was on our way to the Big Apple so we could score some dank coke.
And suddenly we heard the speakers come on.
Columbia's for the Coke.
What, sir?
Columbia's for the Coke.
Bolivia.
New York's for the
Perhaps
Coke.
we could please discuss a business arrangement at a later time?
Oh yeah.
Excellent, thank you. So then some nigga came up with a loudspeaker and started saying some shit to me and I didn't even know what the fuck it was. I don't speak English, nigga.
And thus it said, Allah Akbar!
And thus it said some foreign shit. I thought maybe it was April 1st and they was playing a prank.
But suddenly, I thought this was just a joke.
Suddenly, I thought it was my ex-girlfriend Shaniqua again. God rest her
God bless her
soul.
soul.
She does weird things to me at night, like squeeze my balls,
God
which really
rest her
sucks because she's dead. God rest her
God
soul.
rest all of those souls in your nuts.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, damn.
When I looked at the subtitles, it wasn't anything English.
When I looked down, I saw a whole bunch of text files flying by, and I realized it was subtitles and what it said
How
in
does the
English.
black man know about text files?
I don't know how to read. But it was the white guy next to me who informed me in my last few minutes of living that it was a text file.
Wait, you're dead? I'm confused.
Nigga, this is a creepypasta panel.
Excuse me, do not spoil. Do not spoil.
Spoiler.
Mike, edit that out. And thus the subtitle said, Aloha Snack Bar.
Aloha Snack Bar.
And thus, the subtitle said, "Welcome to Hawaii, nigga! We got Snickers! We got Three Musketeers! We got Butterfingers! We got everything you want!"
We're not taking questions!
I have.
Fuck you!
What do you want?
in New York.
Hawaii.
Aloha Snack Bar.
Aloha Snack Bar! And thus, it turned into a first-person shooter in which Doritos and Mountain Dew started popping out.
And then that shit turned into Call of Duty.
And suddenly, it turned into a third-person view of the plane.
Then that shit turned into Microsoft Flight Simulator X, the finest in flight simulation.
Then it was actually Wipeout.
Then that shit turned into what I try and do when I'm lonely on a Friday night, and Shaniqua, God rest her soul,
God rest his soul.
is not squeezing my
God rest his
nuts.
soul.
Wipe out.
God rest all of his nuts souls.
So we play Battlefield?
And
Aloha Snack Bar.
Aloha Akbar.
Mike, edit this out.
Who said that?
Alright.
Aloha Snack Bar.
You good? Yep.
The ship started to go supersonic.
Nigga, when was we on a ship? I thought we was on a plane.
What's up, nigga?
Hey fam, we're on a ship.
Hey fam.
I
was-
I was
what's
just
good,
standing
fam?
there,
We're
and
talking-
I got a cheeseburger.
Whoa!
We're telling a tale.
Free.
We're telling a tale. A tale. A tear.
Tale.
A tear.
That's not
Tear.
hot.
Alright, well.
That's a table off.
What kind of cheeseburger is it? Hey! Y'all messed up the camera.
Whoa, fam.
Did I?
Fam.
Fam.
Oh jeez.
Whoa, fam.
No, wait, no, you're still
It's
good.
gonna be a jump cut now because he fucking.
Yes, jump cut. What kind of hamburger is it?
Hold up.
It's a barbecue bacon.
Yeah,
I have a bit of it.
Switch heads. Switch heads.
You can have one bite, like Dane.
I wish I had another shirt with me.
Hold on, wait.
I wish I had another shirt with me. Someone give me their shirt. Vice, do you have a shirt with you?
What else is on?
Thanks, fam.
No, that's still workable. Actually, that would fit funny. See if anybody even
The purple one's
notices.
good. That's a subtle change. That's good.
It's brighter purple with Batman on it. Oh, the blue one.
My friend Jordan came in.
This isn't blue. What the fuck am I
My friend
talking
Jordan
about? This isn't blue.
Came in.
This is gonna be fucking giant on me. It's a
I
blanket.
didn't want it, Phil.
It smells like.
It's like me.
I got my arm cut off now.
They just stay like that the whole time.
So, did you, what about creepypastas?
Dressed either.
What?
Jamie didn't show up.
Jamie hasn't showed up.
Whoa!
I am so sorry. I am worse.
Let's be honest here. If you're gonna have these chips, be respectful of them. These things are amazing. You can go treat them like shit.
I love that so much.
I'll bring it over every time I come over and I'll let you know.
Is this like on or something?
No, I don't like onions.
Hey, is this working?
Oh, apparently
the
we won't
camera.
have computer up.
Probably has 8.
Is it even on? I don't.
Alright, where's Bryce? Bryce.
Medication.
And so then, what happened was, I heard Allahu Akbar, and then suddenly, the words death came on the screen, and they were so bright, it was like singeing my eyeballs. And then, like, what, man?
Come on, man. There's like jelly beans or some shit.
But it's scary. Trust me, I'm a professional. And so then, the word death was like, it was like burned into the screen, and then I fell over. Now I'm dead. Goodbye.